Good morning. It's Monday, November 2nd, 2020, and welcome to Savannah Community Headlines Live, a weekly gathering around the water cooler. Hosting today is Catalina Garcia-Quick, and I'm Marjorie Young. Today we've got a panel from an online group called Women in Business, and they're here to share some tips and advice for you, the small business owner, on how to grow your company. But before we get started with the panel, we have a few guests coming by the water cooler to give us an update from the public schools about the water bottle project, Park Place outreach, and Dancing with the Stars. So good morning, everybody. And let me pull on Stacy. I can't believe it totally crashed. How are you guys? Sorry about that. Are you there? Stacy, can you hear me?
Okay, Marjorie, you're just there you are.
I know. I just got it updated too, upgraded with Comcast. Come on, that's crazy. Sorry about that. Okay, so Stacy, where did I get cut off?
You said I'm going to bring up, and then you lost, and I lost you.
So we're going to bring up Stacy Jennings. She is head of communications with Savannah Chatham County Public School
System.
Yes. Good morning. Yes.
Good morning.
Thank you for coming on.
10 times.
SECPSS.com a lot.
Yeah. So we've got such an awesome business community, and I really wanted you to share this story of what happened when the school system reached out and said, hey, our kids can't use the water fountains. So what happened next?
Everything pivots when you're in a pandemic. And one of the things that had to pivot was we can't really serve food in large rooms, large spaces, so kids can't walk down a cafeteria line. They also can't use water fountains. So our operations team said, we're going to have to turn them off. Kids are going to have to bring water from home. And we started thinking, well, they can bring a water bottle from home, but how do they refill it? And what if they don't have a water bottle at home? And how do we fix that? So our economic business liaison, Clyde Newton, reached out to Diana Morrison, who is, as everybody knows, just an awesome person. And she's got a really creative mind. And she says, well, gosh, he originally talked to her and said, can you give us some samples or get us, some donations from your suppliers? And she goes, well, that's not really what they do. But what if we got people to sponsor the bottles? And Clyde said, well, that'd be great. So Diana really took it on herself to contact businesses that she knew, businesses that she knew had a philanthropic mind, and that's really part of her business mission and her business, her brand values is giving back to the community. Her tagline, "Products with a Purpose," is really about making sure that the nonprofits in our community excel and achieve their missions. So she approached a few people, and to a person, everybody said, "Hey, yeah, I'll take a school. And we have, at that time, almost 38,000 students. Now we're down just a little under 37,000. But we had to get 37,000 water bottles. And, think about that for a minute. You've bought them before. You know how much they cost. So she reached out to a few people. Thomas and Hutton took a group. Healthy Savannah took a group. Gulfstream took a group. Savannah Tech took a group. And then suddenly, In-Market was on the list, and Matt Clements, bless his heart, said, well, we'll do all of them. And everybody said, well, some of them are already spoken for. And he said, well, we'll do all the rest of them. And so they stepped up in a really, really big way to help our students. And if you go into the schools now, there are the touchless refillable bottle solutions. The actual water fountains are disabled, but these bottle solutions are active, and then people are using them. Yes, that's a great picture. That's from A.B. Williams. And so here's the story on that picture. We delivered those bottles on Wednesday, and Wednesday is our deep cleaning day. So there were really, those students are not A.B. Williams students. Those students are the students of teachers who are in learning pods on the days because it is still a teaching day. It's still a virtual school day. But those kids are in virtual school because their parents are teaching, and they're in that one classroom, which is actually kind of a learning pod of its own at A.B. Williams. If you haven't been to A.B. Williams, you should go by and see it. But every kid gets a bottle. They're refillable during the day. The kids, when they leave the classroom to go pick up their lunches, they can get their bottle refilled if they need to. They can go out and, when they take a bathroom break or a recess break, they can refill their bottles if they need to. And was a great way for our community to become involved with a project that was, it was such a simple concept, such a simple idea, but it just took somebody like Diana and our guy Clyde to make it happen. It's just been a great benefit for us.
So it's over 50,000 water bottles have been distributed.
Right, in Chatham and Effingham counties, right.
And I know also in Bryan.
Did they do Bryan County too? I think the end market was looking for their footprint and how they fit. So that makes sense that they did. Yep. Yep.
Absolutely.
They have been a tremendous community partner. We are very grateful to both in market, to our other sponsors. Thomas, I'll forget some of them if I try to name them off, but Thomas and Hutton, Gulfstream, Savannah Tech. It was just a great effort, and our kids benefit. And when our kids benefit, then we all benefit.
Absolutely, absolutely. Good morning to you, Bunny Ware. Thank you for watching. Well, I really wanted you to come on and share that story because that's the awesomeness of this small business community. People step up, and they have been stepping up, especially during this pandemic. They are there.
So many things have changed, and this is, virtual learning is not new. Everybody, sort of thinks, oh, this is, it's not new. People have been doing this for a long time. You see it a lot on, especially in Europe. That's been happening for a long time. We're just getting used to it here. So being able to get back to some sort of normalcy by going into classrooms, and this makes it possible, having the water bottles and having the ability to give kids the hydration they need and the opportunity to be with their friends. That it's one step closer, and our business community steps up and makes that happen.
We are Savannah. I'm telling you, I'm so glad to be part of this community.
Yep.
Stacy Jennings, I also want to say happy birthday. You just had a really big birthday.
I was supposed to be on the Camina at that time.
That's right. God.
It'll be next year. I'll do it next year, and fingers crossed you can still get on a plane. If Spain lifts their lockdowns, I'll be able to go next year.
Oh, I hope so, Stacy.
I know. There are other, I've started looking at a lot of different trips to walk. So it was a big birthday, and I had big plans, but COVID had other plans.
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much for coming on and sharing that.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely.
And I will say this, if anybody's listening that got 8 or 9 robocalls from us Friday night, we apologize. And I'm going to go ahead and say it on live TV here. Our provider emailed me. They worked over the weekend, and last night they emailed me with what had happened. So Friday night, I was working late. It was a little before 7, and we had some information that we needed to get out to parents. And so I did one of our emails, to all parents, and it also does a phone call. And when I hit it said submit, and everything looked good. So I closed my computer down, went home. About 30 minutes later, I started getting calls from Advertising Specialties, and a friend of mine who's a teacher both texted me, and they said, "Hey, we're getting like back to back robocalls from you, and it's your voice." I'm like, "Oh no!"
Oh, Stacy.
So I went and looked. I pulled it up, and sure enough, it had sent like 8. So I called the support line. This is Friday night. I'm home. I got home probably 7:30 or so. I called the support line. They're in California. They're closing up their business. And I said, hey, we got this situation. And they said, well, wait a minute. We're looking at your account. There's like eight messages in the queue. And we have 36,000 students, 25,000 households. And so it didn't get to all of them. They're in the queue. And so it got through the first list. But ultimately what happened was their internet connection had a blip. And so when we reconnected, our service kept retrying as if it hadn't happened. And so they were able to stop it. They were cognizant enough to stop it. And there was a little chatter on social media. So if you hear anybody say it, that's what happened. It really was a technical glitch. Nobody from the board was trying to sit there calling you all those times. It was really a technical glitch. But it's that's what my life's been like for the last 6 months.
Well, God love you, because every time I see, you guys, like you keep saying, you have 37,000, 38,000 students, and you in particular have worked so very hard, and you get such a short end of the stick sometimes on social media and demanding perfection.
We don't get the love, that's for sure.
People just don't have any idea what it's. I mean, it is. You're managing 37,000 students, more so 37,000 families. And so thank you for all your hard work. Thank you.
We couldn't do what we do without our business community. They step up all the time, and we're very grateful. And Marjorie, thank you for positioning a lot of the stuff that you do for us. We take all the help we can get. We love us some Diana Morrison and Corey and all the folks at Advertising Specialties. We love our business partners because they give us the opportunity to get our kids prepared. And it's not always about technical or pathways or something like that. It's just about showing kids that you care and hearing them. Our young scholars as Dr. Levette's fond of saying, she wants them to be employed, enrolled, or enlisted. And our scholars no matter what happens, our scholars need jobs, and our business community showing that they care is really what makes my job a lot better than sometimes people think it should be. But thank you all very much. I appreciate it. And if you'd like to get involved with the schools, please give me a call.
Sounds good, Stacy. We'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye. Oh,
that makes me happy.
That does make me happy.
People don't realize something as simple as a water bottle, is, one less thing parents have to worry about. One more thing that a kid can have, there's, especially in the high poverty schools, there's so many kids that they struggle just to afford just the basic things, and not having to be able to even have to worry about all that. So that child can come to school and be like everyone else and have a water bottle just like everyone else and not have to worry about it. You wouldn't think that's a big deal, but to a little kid, it's a huge deal. They're just, it's leveling the playing field in the smallest of ways. So thank you to everyone that participated in that.
So I popped Kylie on all of a sudden, and Kylie's with Park Place Outreach.
Hey.
Good morning. We've got an update with Park Place. Tell us what's going on.
Yes. So happy first Monday in November. That sounds absolutely insane to say out loud. We have a busy month coming up here at Park Place Outreach. It is National Runaway Prevention Month. So we are partnering with the National Runaway Safe Line to kind of run this month-long campaign in order to shine a light on the runaway and homeless youth that often remain invisible. So we are going to be holding a couple of different fundraisers. We really are just pushing that extra push, all of our resources on how to help, how just bringing awareness to at-risk youth in our community. And this year, more than ever, this is super crucial. So we just want to really invite everyone to tune in to our Facebook, Instagram. We're on LinkedIn as well. Just Park Place Outreach. we will be doing a bunch of different fun fundraisers, and something to really keep on your calendar, which I'm very excited about, is we are partnering with Kendra Scott on Broughton on November 22nd. 20% of the proceeds will be going to Park Place Outreach to support at-risk youth in our community. That's perfect timing with the holidays coming up. So everyone mark your calendars, November 22nd. We'll be doing something in person as well as a discount code online with everything, you know, to be very conscious of COVID precautions. So yes.
Very good. And so folks can reach out to this website. And what's your Facebook website, or what's your Facebook page too?
Our Facebook is Park Place Outreach Inc. INC.
Awesome. Awesome. Well, we certainly appreciate what you guys do in the community. Kids are still running away, even during COVID, and thank heavens there's a safe place for them to go. And so
Absolutely.
Thank you for what you do, Kylie. And it, you know,
absolutely.
That's exciting about Kendra Scott. I've had the pleasure of working with them before with fundraisers and such. They do so much here for the nonprofit community and getting involved. And their jewelry, if you've not seen it, is absolutely stunning. Like, and it's affordable. It's not some crazy outlandish, oh, well, that's nice, but I'll never be able to afford that. It's actually very stunning, very beautiful, and they have, if you want to walk by and look, they have a store down on Broughton Street. And so that's just fantastic. I'm excited. That's fantastic.
Yes, it's perfect time for Christmas, holiday gifts. Get someone a necklace, and you're having such an impact, but while doing that as well, which is just always a great feeling, especially with the holidays. So we actually had our FAM program is our after school program, which has been a godsend this year with teenagers, doing online school. With teenagers doing online school. So we had that after school program, and we had a fall festival this weekend, and we had so many people donate to sponsor a pumpkin to get painted. So we're just really grateful for all of the support from our community, not only other nonprofit organizations. Marjorie, you've been such a helpful guide to me this year with carriage trade in my position here at Park Place. So I really want to thank you all.
Well, thank you. You're doing a great job, Kylie, and we're all really proud of you. And the organization, the Vistas, I loved speaking with them last week, and that just what you guys are doing really, really helps the community. So keep up the good work, and we'll get you back on the show in about a month for all the wonderful updates with Park Place. Okay, we'll talk to you soon, Kylie.
Awesome. Thank you all so much.
You.
Thank you.
Bye-bye. So that's cool.
We have next. You know what? Real quick before we right in the middle. There we go.
That's it. I totally forgot to
put Kitty.
That's Cooper. Cooper. Oh my gosh, I grew up with black and white kitties and tuxedo cats, and this little guy is at Coastal Pet Rescue. He needs a home. Cooper needs a home.
He's very, very handsome.
He is very handsome.
Looks like my Charlie. So,
yes.
Love my black and white kitties now.
They have the best personalities. I'm not kidding.
We had Binks, who was just he was a notorious here in Isle of Hope. He had his own Instagram page, and now we have Charlie.
Oh my gosh.
He's not quite as animated. He's more like the cats you see on the internet that are like,
yeah.
But Coastal Pet Rescue has, not only do they have Cooper, they have lots of other fur babies in need of good homes, and especially with the holidays coming up, everybody needs a fur baby to snuggle with when Santa comes.
Apparently there's been a huge increase in the amount of pets that have been adopted during COVID. So reach out to Lisa Scarborough, Coastal Pet Rescue. Go find your forever baby. They are sitting there waiting for you to adopt them. I also want to do a shout out to Savannah Tech, last week there was the Community Stars. It was such a cool program. Every year, I think they've been doing it 14 years, but this year they, I believe, honored 21. And I managed to pull 4 pictures of the different stars. So, of course, we have Paula Chrysler. Shout out to Paula Chrysler with Healthy Savannah. This woman is moving the needle and keeping Savannah healthy. So congratulations. There's 21 of these folks, but I pulled Paula's picture. Congratulations to Susan Catron. She just started the media outlet called The Current Georgia. It's investigative journalism up and down the Georgia coast. Susan and Meg are going to be on the Water Cooler in a few weeks, talking about their new media outlet. And then we've got a shout out to Robert Grant with JA.
Or not JEA. Junior Achievement.
Yeah, Junior Achievement.
I always call him JEA, and that is so not the right thing.
JA. Advertising Specialty Services sponsored Robert. So congratulations. And Jen Bonet with the Creative Coast is also a community star, sponsored by Corporate Environments. So that is the coolest. It's really a really cool campaign that Savannah Tech does every year. So I just wanted to congratulate them and all 21 community stars. So now, wait a second. We are going to pull in Ambria. Are you there, Ambria? She's with Dancing with the Stars, and get an update, and then we'll start.
Hi.
Ambria, congratulations.
Hi.
Dancing with the Stars. Tell us more about CASA and why that's so important.
Okay. So CASA is Savannah Chatham County CASA is basically, it stands for Court Appointed Special Advocates. And during this time, during the time that the child is in between homes or in between getting placed, whether they're going through an adoption process or the foster care process, or whether they necessarily don't know where they're going, or if they're in group homes, these volunteers, they work to ensure that their educational and their psychological and just their mental health and all of that is met during that time. So all of the money that is raised during Dancing with the Stars goes towards that wonderful cause. And so that is something that is special and near and dear to my heart, because when I was in Savannah about 2 years ago, I started my own foundation, Operation One STEM at a Time, where I mentor young girls here in the Savannah area to strive for STEM careers. And so, you know, having the chance to work with those types of students, and you kind of forget about them in a way. I hate to say that, but sometimes they do get left behind. And so when you're exposed to that, and you're exposed to these different types of children's and all the challenges that they face, you know, it's something that really opens your eyes. And I'm just glad that I had this experience this year to do that.
So Ambria, what song are you dancing to? Do you know yet?
I do know, but that is a secret. But no! I can tell you guys what my theme is. So I'm actually dancing with my cousin Josh. He's a pediatric resident at Memorial Health. And so we are going to be doing a Harlem Renaissance 20s swing style dance. So we are very excited. Please pray for my stamina, because it's actually pretty funny when you go into these, you think it's so easy when you're watching like Dancing with the Stars from home. And, you know, your first day of practice, you're like, I'm young, I got this, I can do it. And I tell you not, like, kid you not, after 5 minutes, huffing and puffing, I'm like, oh my gosh, you know, how am I going to last? But, you know, we're going to make it. The event is April 9th. And so, you know, during this, 5 months of me practicing, I feel like I will have that strength to go through it.
It's going to be so much fun. I actually did it in 2009.
Okay.
The second year they did it, and I danced to Britney Spears.
Oh, that's fun.
People don't realize what a workout dance is. I mean, yes. I remember it's been about 10 years, but I remember I had some wild hair and I thought, I'm going to take a tap class, because how hard can that be, right? Tap. Yes. I did younger. Day one, yes. My legs were shot. So, yes. And especially with the theme that you have, mm-hmm. type of swing dance.
Yes.
The only reason I was skinny in my 20s is because we went country dancing and we would swing dance and waltz dance and do every kind of cha-cha swing, everything you can think of.
Yes.
It's a work.
Lots of lifting. It is.
That swing, that 20s, you know, Charles high kick swinging all around.
I started to second guess myself once I saw like all of the lifting that was involved and all of the swinging that was involved. So that was something that I had to get used to very quickly. But I'm glad that I'm taking on this challenge. But I'm just very excited for this next 4 months. And also, if you want to support me, I just saw the comment. If you want to support me, you can Google Ambria Berksteiner. My Facebook should pop up. I am Ambria Berksteiner on Facebook. You can go to SAVANNAHCOMMUNITY.org. And you will also see the 2021 lineup because it was actually supposed to happen this October, but because of COVID, we had to push it back to April 9th. And so you can go to SAVANNAHCOMMUNITY.org and see the lineup for the 2021 dancers and see all of our different reasons why we are dancing for Savannah Casa. And you can also be led to our fundraising page. So it'll be very great for me to get corporate sponsors or any type of private donation, all proceeds. So all of my ticket sales, all of my private donations, all of my corporate sponsorships will go towards my $10,000 goal. So every dance pair has a $10,000 goal. And so I'm so excited. I am looking forward to this challenge of raising this money and, you know, doing this dance that I've never done before. So it's going to be a neat experience.
Well, Maya Mance emailed me and she told me that please have Ambria on. She's an absolute rock star.
Yes, I love Mia. Yes.
Moving the needle in Savannah, making Savannah a better place. So Ambria, keep up the great work.
Thank you.
And, yep. Everybody watching, donate $5 to her cause and watch it climb. So
yes, please.
We want you to come back on again. Oh wait, here we want you to come back on again. Just give us an update along the way. And this time we'll get Maya back on. She couldn't join this morning.
Yes.
So,
okay.
Sounds
Thank
good.
You.
Thank you. There's Maya. There she is. Absolutely. Maya, we're going to get you on next time. Okay. All right. Here we go. All right. Here we go. All right. Oh, man. I'm telling you, we're in the best community. We really are. Before we get started with our panel, I want to give a shout out to Amy Condon.
Oh
my God. Her book is out. I just picked it up from eShavers, and this is my weekend reading. This is a significant book, The Life of Bill Baggs. He was an editor at the Miami Herald, and he's probably the most famous person you've never heard about. He absolutely engaged with all the presidents and all the major decisions in our history, and nobody until Amy knows about him. So this is just starting the first chapter. It brings you right back to that era of Washington D.C. where I grew up. I mean, all the history happening. So, all right. So now we're going to be bringing on the panel of women in business. They've got a really strong Facebook page. It's over 300 strong, and they're going to be sharing tips and advice. Hold on a second. Hold on. It takes me a while to get everybody on. Do we have everybody? Oh, it worked, and I didn't get knocked off this time. So, guys, thank you. How many people are actually in Women in Business now?
It's about 315.
That is really, really powerful. You guys have really fun programs. I just heard Victoria speak, and very educational programs, and it is a wonderful platform. And I wanted y'all to come on here. Oh, hey, there's Michael Siegel, head of SCORE. Michael, I'm sure you recognize a lot of these young ladies. So I wanted you to share tips and advice. Of course, I do that other show called Open for Business, and to me, sharing what works in your business and what hasn't worked really can benefit other small business owners. And so let's go around the room. I want to start with Angel, and just introduce yourself, say what you do, and what's something that's really helped you with your business? And it can be very specific and it can be very broad.
Okay. Well, hi, Angel McCauley. I am a real estate agent with Remax Savannah. But before I get started, I want to share some breaking news that you didn't know you wanted to know. There has been a house on the market for 5 years, and it has just recently sold for $6.8 million. And that's Paula Dean's home, finally sold 1 week ago today.
What? Wow, who bought
Yes. I have no idea yet. It takes a while to update property records. But, yeah, real estate is on the move out here. It's sold for cash. So that's public information. Yeah.
Cash.
Yeah. So
What? Wow.
So lots of people are coming to invest in Savannah, but not just to invest, but to stay here long term. I recently, just this week, helped 2 families find their forever home moving from other states. So Savannah real estate is on the rise. Tips for small business owners, especially if you live in Savannah. If you're thinking about real estate, I would review your purchasing power. And one of the ways to get an accurate overall view of your purchasing power is sit down with a real estate agent and a loan person, and they will go over your tax returns with you as a business and a person, and will help you plan out what you can buy and what your purchasing power is. So Marjorie, you have like 30 more seconds. I've got a few other amazing things to share.
Okay.
So in real estate, this last month, all of October, there were 800 properties sold. The average price of those properties is almost $300,000. So the average price of properties of what sold in October is $300,000. What's left for sale on the market in Savannah for residential properties, the average is $450,000. So that means what's left for sale is 50% more. That means prices are rising fast. And that's why you have a lot of real estate activity going on right now. People are swapping homes. They're cashing out when their homes are at the highest value and buying something that has room to appreciate. So they're building their real estate wealth. And not just people that live here in Savannah, people from all over the US are moving at exponential rates right in here into our city. So those are just some things I wanted to share with you.
Awesome. So, Angel, what was probably the most powerful advice that you got from when you started your company? Maybe some marketing advice.
The most Oh, my goodness, Marjorie. I am so happy to have reconnected with you. Honestly, recently, in this last month, you are one of the people that has given the most powerful but yet simple advice for any person in business in our area. We've taken your very simple suggestions and tips and put them to work, and I think it's changed the trajectory of our business and our future. So I just wanted to thank you so much. If anybody has time to spend with Marjorie, she has very powerful but very simple steps to follow, and I will promise you it will make a difference in your life and the people's lives around you in the right direction.
Oh, well, Angel, thank you. Gosh,
PR.
Thank you. Well, thank you for
Positive
sharing.
press. Positive press.
Absolutely. Don't leave news on the table. Let everybody see that. Awesome. All right, Angel, let me pull on Victoria right now. Mailer.
Hi, everybody. Wow, that was quick hot seat in there.
Yeah, quick hot seat. Yeah, be prepared, guys. Victoria, what do you do, and what advice can you give to small business owners watching to help grow their business?
Oh, well, this is fun for me because that's exactly who I work with. I work with small business owners, specifically entrepreneurial women and women professionals and some men. I'm a mindset and brand brilliance coach. So I work in the arena of personal branding, helping clients clarify what they're uniquely gifted to do, what they're extremely good at, and helping them build a business around that so they can increase and improve their impact and income. So if I had to think of great advice, I guess that advice goes and adheres to my principles of what I help others achieve, which is be you and polish yourself. If you think about it, anything of unique value, if it's left tarnished, you really can't see it. You look at brass, you look at anything like that. But if you take the time to take out, I remember my mom used to make me like dust and polish things. I hated it when I was young, but you appreciate it when you're older because you can get through the layers. And the way that applies is that oftentimes in business, you're running around trying to be, present who you are, stay on task, do all these things, and you forget to look at yourself, and you forget that you are actually your greatest asset in business, not your product or service. So take time to really get in sync with who you are, what do you do extremely well, and do that on steroids, because that's actually how you stand out from a personal branding standpoint, and you're seen and you're noticed. So we don't want anybody thinking that they have to, you never want to do anything on a mediocre level. You want to focus on your strengths and really give it your all. And I always like to say that that's like being a unicorn in a barn full of horses. And that's the best way to be seen and stand out in your business uniquely.
Man, that is really true advice. And I've seen that over the past 25 years. And it almost boils down to do one thing and do it really, really well. So
Exactly.
Absolutely.
Exactly.
Good advice.
Wonderful advice, Victoria. So, all right, stand by because we're going to have a discussion after this. Let's jump over to Amy Pierce with My Nurse Now. Hey, Amy, how are you?
Hi. Thank you so much for having me on. So my husband Scott and I actually own two companies. We launched Coastal Care Partners about 3 years ago. We are Savannah's only comprehensive aging services company. And our goal is to help older adults navigate all of the complexities that happen as we get older. We have nurse care management, private duty nursing, and in-home care. And then also we are in the middle of launching a new company called My Nurse Now. And our concept will be providing urgent care services at home. And I would say that my advice kind of goes along with what Victoria was actually saying, which is it's okay to not be great at everything. And to really focus on your strengths as a business owner, because I think especially as strong women, we tend to want to try and do it all and do everything. And what I found is it's much better to put your energy and focus into the things that you really enjoy in your company. And then also hire people that are better at some of the things that maybe you're not great at. Like for me, it's some of the administrative regulatory parts of running a healthcare business is not fun for me. But what I found out is there are people that are great at that. And when I allow them to do that part, then it allows me to put my focus into the parts that I love.
Absolutely. Michael Siegel, the chair of Savannah SCORE, says, congrats to Amy and Scott Pierce for being selected as finalists in this year's SCORE Biz Pitch Savannah Entrepreneurial Competition. The event will be held on YouTube. Let's see, on this Friday, November 6th at 4 p.m. at Biz Pitch Savannah. Congratulations. That's huge. That's wonderful.
We're so excited.
That is wonderful. How does Biz Pitch work? And this actually can be a tip for any small business owner watching. I mean, if you're a new business, I mean, this year's already happened, but you can apply to win thousands of dollars in services from SCORE. If you win, say you're a finalist, right?
Yes, yeah, that's right. It's sort of like Shark Tank, where the concept is that you apply to be on Biz Pitch and, they select 8 finalists, and we were selected as one of those 8. And then we actually go before judges and we have 4 minutes to pitch our new business idea.
Wow.
And yeah. So we did a practice, around some different judges last week, and then we go this week to do the actual pitch. So it's really hard to get everything in 4 minutes that you want to say about your business.
It's so important. It'll be important for the rest of your career to be able to communicate that really succinctly, because there's so much chatter, there's so much social media, that the clearer you can be. This is really good training for
absolutely. It's helped us so much already narrow our focus of what it is we actually want to do. We've actually, during this pitch, changed some of the things we were thinking we were going to do into something else that, you know, is going to make it better. So we're super grateful to be part of it, and SCORE is amazing, and we're so grateful. They've actually helped us along the way through Coastal Care Partners, so we're very grateful to SCORE.
Yeah, shout out to SCORE. Actually, in my book, I talk about SCORE and how they help my father's company turn around. It is if you've never used SCORE, their mentors are free, and they have like 40 local folks that can help you. But they also have a national score.org, and that you can get very industry specific information from whatever industry you're into. So
They actually
show that you make more money by having a
mentor.
Yeah.
They actually have for the month, well, every month they do. I think Liz is going to put it down in our feed, but they actually have, as far as tips and such for business, they have some fantastic workshops. And so they've got one coming up. Liz is, I think, going to put that link, but for the month of December, they've got a number of workshops coming up that are, most of them are free and available for use. And so I would encourage everyone to check it out. And what do we got? Victoria is a SCORE. Yes, she is.
That is fantastic. You know, and SCORE right now, especially with COVID, it's just crucial to get these small businesses back on their feet. And SCORE is playing an outstanding instrumental part, because a lot of these small business owners don't have money for this kind of consulting and mentorship. So kudos to SCORE, and Michael, keep those comments coming, because these are good tips here too. So Amy, thank you for sharing that, and good luck with that.
Thank you.
Let's see, Dr. Morrow, let's pull you on here. Hey, thank you for being on. Tell us about what you do.
So I'm Dr. Morrow. I own and operate Foresight Unique Eye Care and Eyewear in the historic district of Savannah. I opened my practice cold. I moved here to Savannah about 3 years ago from Denver, and for my husband's job, and I just immediately fell in love with the area and realized there was a huge need for great unique eye care and eyewear, and so that's why Foresight kind of came about. My husband thought of the name because of Forsyth Park, and so here we are at Foresight. So I offer very unique eye care services. I would say probably 9 out of 10 people that come here for a complete eye exam say I've never had an eye exam like that. And so that's what I'm striving for. That's what I'm doing. And that's what I'm focusing on, because that's what I do best. And then I am an eyewear guru. I have been wearing eyeglasses since I was very, very young. And so they're an important part of my identity. And so when I moved here, I was like, oh my gosh, I cannot find nice craft eyewear. And so I took it upon myself to bring it to Savannah. So here we are.
Oh, well, welcome to Savannah. Gosh, one of my questions from somebody transferring, what was the biggest hurdle you found, and how did you overcome it getting engaged in the Savannah business community?
That's a great question. So I immediately jumped to social media, and I went to events that if it was open to people to come, I went. I started my networking in March of 2019, and I opened in August. And so I was working full time, but anything that was open after hours, whether it was a maritime event or a Chambers of Commerce event or anything, I immediately dove in and went to anything I could to get my name out there. And now it's super exciting because I'm finally getting like word of mouth, and it's very cool. So my biggest recommendation is jump into any event that you can see and that you can attend, because your presence is important.
Absolutely. And Erica, I know I've seen you in a lot of these Zoom calls, and you know, Savannah is welcoming. You just have to show up and be there.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. So.
And honestly, like all of that networking has really helped me build what I needed for Foresight, because when you go into an area that you know nobody, it was like, oh my gosh. And so I ran into some issues where I was working with people that maybe I shouldn't have been working with, and that maybe I didn't agree with necessarily. And then I found that networking, I learned about people through people, and I just feel like Foresight came together, and I found the most amazing builder, and everything just turned out really well because I was on the ground looking for those people. So.
Oh my gosh. And Erica, for my entire life I had to wear glasses. And where were you? And now I don't, because I don't wear.
Well, you can still get a good eye exam. That's important.
Yeah,
we got to check your eye pressures and stuff.
Well, as an eyeglass wearer, I use them for distance, and as someone from the West Coast who has grown up shopping in large cities and where I love Savannah, you are a bit limited with your style shopping and such here. I thank you, and I will be seeking you out.
Come on in.
I call them the big box stores of eyeglasses. So
what I did is I tried to do everything different. So I don't carry a name brand. If you come in looking for a name brand, I say, are you looking for the name brand, or are you looking for a Wayfair style? Are you, looking for quality handmade craftware, or are you looking for something that says Coach, right? And so I will not offer something that has a name brand, but I will offer something that has quality warranty. And typically all of my frame lines have some sort of philanthropy story, like they plant a tree for every frame I sell, or an eye exam to a child in need. And so.
Oh, I love that, Erica. So could I have gone to you and say, can you design some round frame blue mirrored sunglasses for me?
Oh my gosh, yes. We have a lot of great sunglasses. It's funny because I thought sunglasses would fly off the shelf in Savannah. And so I have tons of gray craft eyewear when it comes to sunglasses, and people tend to stick to what they know. So I sell a lot of Maui Jim, which is great. They have great styles and great eyewear, but there's some funky, fun stuff here too.
I'm all about funky glasses.
I'm all for the funky too. I love the funky different. I don't want it something that anybody can go out and buy a name brand something. And that name brand something might not necessarily give back. So I'm all about the off brand or the funky brand, and I'm more about those brands that give back and do something, like you said, plant a tree or do something back, give something back to the environment, community, world in general. So that's awesome. I'm very excited to go find glasses now. It so happens we need some.
And you can schedule appointments online, and you can you can do it all from the comfort of your home. You can text or call office at any time. We offer late hours, like Mondays we do 10 to 7, and then we offer early hours 7:30 to 4, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and then we do a Saturday a month too.
And for those that would be coming in, and do you take most insurances and so forth? Do you do all that, just to let people know?
Yes, we do. We take all major medicals, every major medical, including Ambetter, which is great. And then we're on most of the vision programs. Vision programs are really difficult, especially for a cold start practice, because they do limit the ability to be profitable. But right now we are currently taking them all, just to provide a service where it's needed. So
what do I do with all my old pairs of glasses?
Oh my gosh, we have a donation bin here. We actually team up with the Lions Club and send them there. And then, so we have a little box, and then I send it out about every quarter, depending on how much we have. But yeah, we're a donation center. And then we also recycle contact lens packaging. I'm like super earth friendly. Like I go to sleep worrying about Mother Earth. And so we have recycling centers for plastic lenses and then contact lens packaging. So feel free to save it up and drop it by.
Erica, when you left Denver, did you come to Savannah because of the weather or the opportunity, or what made you move to Savannah?
Well, I cried for like 3 months coming to Savannah because I just did not want to leave home. It was everything I knew. I left home for my master's and doctorate, but I immediately returned home. But my husband just couldn't find the work that he needed to be happy, and our marriage was more important. So I moved out here for his job because I knew I could find a job anywhere. And I worked in a private practice in Statesboro, and then realized small town life was not for the city girl. And so I was in Savannah a lot, but I just couldn't find a practice modality that fit my my morals and what I wanted to offer to patients.
Oh, well, congratulations on starting it, moving here, and welcome to Savannah. You're going to love it.
I'm going to invite you to coffee because I need somebody else I need somebody else not from here we'll get you in. We'll bring you in and show you around a little more.
Oh, I'd love it. Yeah, I love coffee.
Yeah. Now, final question. If I have a pair of frames that I absolutely love, but I want to get glasses, can I bring my frames that I absolutely love to you, and you can fit them and turn them off for lenses and get my eye exam and all that stuff through you?
Yes, you can. So we actually just recently brought in an edger, which is a piece of equipment that, the problem with using your own frame is you have to typically leave it behind and it can take 10 to 14 days. But we just brought in a piece of equipment where we can trace your frame, order the lenses, and then when they come in, we can edge the lenses to fit your frame. So we're trying to do what we can. Now, I will say I've never in my optical experience ever had a problem, but then not too recent, I had a patient that had a frame made out of buffalo horn, and there was something that happened with the frame, and there's nothing I could do to warranty it. But of course, it had to be that one frame that's no longer made that they made one of. So just know that we take all the care in the world that we can, but sometimes accidents happen, and there's no way I could warranty something that I don't sell.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Wow.
Well, hopefully you got them into something more environmentally friendly.
Yeah, that's right. I was like, well, this is like an animal. So, no judgment here, but
no judgment. Look what I have.
Yeah.
Well, fabulous. But that new piece of equipment, just sideline, that's a press release. Media should pick that up.
Okay.
Yeah. Dr. Morrow announces a new piece of equipment. Yeah.
Okay. I'm writing this down.
Yes.
Absolutely. All right.
This whole thing has been great. Thanks for the platform. I appreciate it.
You got to get your hands, we talked about SCORE earlier as a fantastic tool for small business, but that right there is a good point. The other great tool for small business, shameless plug for Marjorie, but Marjorie has a book recently out called Reputation Matrix, and it's every small business. There we go. Every small business should have that in their toolbox, because what you just said about that special piece of equipment, that's a press release, that's a headline, that increases your word of mouth. Marjorie can talk to you all day about word of mouth. And what is it, Marjorie? The number one?
92% of new business comes from word of mouth.
Yes.
And when people read your headlines in the paper, it creates the buzz. And that kind of buzz is that you're expanding, you're up to date, that's very positive. Mass media has much more, they have bigger numbers than social media. So get it into mass media and then then it will end up on social media. So awesome. Well, welcome to Savannah.
Yes.
Thank you, girls.
Absolutely. So now we've got Missy Jones. Dr. Melissa Gracious actually introduced me to Missy. Missy, tell us about your new business and how you ended up in Savannah. Good morning.
Well, good morning. And I am the owner of Profile by Sanford. We are a weight loss and health coaching company here in Savannah. And as a pharmacist, that's my background. That's why I came to Savannah to start the School of Pharmacy here. But transitioned over to owning Profile because health is very important to me and people's health is very important to me. Profile is different than any other weight loss company in that we are focusing on health and transitioning people into a healthy lifestyle. So yes, people want to look better, but what they don't understand is all of the underlying conditions that they have are related to their nutrition and to them being overweight. So we really want to focus on that. And especially during COVID, when people are at higher risk for complications of COVID, when they have diabetes, hypertension, or they're overweight, they really need to understand that they need to improve their nutrition and improve their health to keep them at their best for staying away.
So when you moved
from
to
COVID.
Savannah, did you find the same experience that Erica did? I mean, how did you break into the Savannah community?
Well, I've been in Savannah for 18 years. So moving from a employee type role to being a business owner, the networking was really key for me. And I was like Erica, any kind of place that I could be seen and talk to people, that's where I was. Now with COVID, that's been much more difficult. So I have really had to work on building relationships with my members here in Profile and providing excellent service to them, so they could go out and talk to people about what we do here.
Missy, where is your office? Where's your?
We are on Abercorn between Ulta and Michaels.
I thought that was you.
Yes.
That's an awesome location.
Location.
That location is the first LEED certified shopping center in the United States that opened in 2005.
Wow.
Yeah.
Really? That long?
Yeah, and that's the first McDonald's across the street that's LEED certified. So that's apparently stats show that if you're in a healthy building, you make more money too, because people just go there. So that's awesome.
Yeah, and I mean, I'm really trying to, spread the word about what we do, because a lot of people can benefit from our services. A lot of people are frustrated. There's so many things out there. They don't know what to do. And we can make it very simple for them. We can provide the accountability that they need to really improve their health.
So do you do packages, and how do you get the word out? Has it been social media, buying advertisement? I mean, how have you been doing it?
I've been trying everything. Really what works best for us is word of mouth. So people that have results, talking to their friends and family members.
So just everybody meeting everybody here. Who can you introduce, each of you folks, women, to that can help each other? So who does Missy need to meet? And who does Victoria need to meet? Who does Erica, Angela, and Amy need to meet? That is a legacy that Howard Morrison left us, that when a new business starts, if you're an existing business owner, I need to introduce you to 5 other business owners. And so I'm passing that legacy on. I miss Howard Morrison. He died last year, but it's really true. It's all word of mouth, and whoever you can introduce other people to will really help your business.
Such a great person, and had so many just really basic, common ideas that were, like you said, just something simple. Just introduce 5 people. Who do you need to know? And you wouldn't think like, oh wow, duh, but oh wow, duh, So
it's like an endorsement. If you introduce people, that's word of mouth. Yes, definitely. Go with Amy's company, or go with Victoria's company, go with Missy's company, go with Angel's, or go with Erica's company. I mean, that's huge to have somebody actually do that.
Missy, I was looking at your website prior to coming on this morning, and one thing I noticed, we're all women here. We've all struggled with weight. We all have had, I think what every other woman I know, especially right now during COVID, we've all got that extra 20 COVID pounds hanging around. We pack it on in the winter and lose it in the summer. We've all seen all the different national programs and such. One of the things I noticed about your particular business is the personalized plans that are tailored to the individuals that come and seek you out. And one thing that really stood out to me was, we always hear about women. We're always talking about weight. You have some really specific programs geared towards men, I noticed. And so, or specific, I should say, information geared towards men. So maybe talk to us a little bit about those specific. I'm looking, you've got 7-day programs for men, a reboot program, a balance program, performance level stuff. Talk to us a little bit about that.
Yeah, actually, we have a lot of couples. So probably more right now, just husbands and wives wanting to work together to improve the health of the family. This program does offer programs for pregnant and nursing moms. So just teaching them how to eat healthy during the pregnancy so they don't gain too much weight, but gain the appropriate amount of weight. We have specific programs for people with diabetes and all of those other medical conditions. So what you find with Profile, unlike some of the other programs out there that are one size fits all, this is not. I mean, we tailor it to an individual's daily schedule, all different kinds of things. It is very, very individualized and one-on-one.
And you have food.
Yes, and the food tastes good. I mean, the food that we have is used initially with grocery foods, and we transition people off of our foods into eating all grocery foods, which is different from other programs as well.
One of the things I liked about your website is that it was constant. We talk about diets, and it's, people think of dieting as restrictive. And it's really a mindset. I think it's a lifestyle change. It's not so much always a restriction in your I can't have bread today or whatever. It really is a lifestyle change, especially if you have underlying issues. So I love that this is so tailored to an individual as opposed to the one size fits all approach.
Well, what would a sample of diabetes diet consist of, says Elizabeth Martin?
Basically what we do here is we are focusing on all healthy proteins, vegetables, and healthy fats. And all of our foods that we have here are very low carb, low sugar, and have the nutrients that people need.
Very good. Well, I hope everybody watching will reach out to these women in business. Join the group. Amy, how do people join Women in Business? What do they do? Is there a cost?
Yes, there's no cost. And if you're on Facebook, just request to join Savannah Women in Business. There's a couple of questions to answer, like, is your business in Chatham County? What is your business? And things like that. We'd love to have, as many women as we can. It's really been a fantastic way for all of us to network and give each other advice and really build a better community. And so it's been exciting. I think that I didn't realize, I was part of a feature that Savannah Magazine did on Savannah business and Savannah Women in Business in Savannah a few months ago. And I was looking through and saying, oh my goodness, there's so many women in Savannah that are, entrepreneurs, and I don't know any of them. And so that's kind of where the idea came from. And it's just been steadily growing ever since. So,
well, I just love that you're specializing in women, because we all need to support each other and help each other. And that's going to make for a much stronger business community. I mean, we have to learn from each other. And so anyhow, thank you guys for all being on. I want to remind everybody that next week we've got a panel of fundraisers and how they are working to raise funds during COVID. I wouldn't want that job. And then in 2 weeks, we have the New Guard with Savannah Magazine. We've got a number of folks, you in this audience right now, that are going to be on talking about their vision and what they're doing to make Savannah a better place. And I can't imagine Savannah being much better, but I mean, we absolutely live in, we're so lucky to all be part of this community. But it's this kind of community because of this kind of service and this kind of collaboration. I mean, this is what makes our community so powerful and so strong. So anyhow, guys, it was wonderful. We're only 3 minutes over. Thank you guys for hanging around the water cooler this hour. And we will talk to you all soon. We'll see you on another Zoom call, I'm sure, somewhere along the way.
Somewhere along the way.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you.